op-ed today is titled 9/11's Darkest Irony, Trump's Peace Candidate Debate Scam Unraveled. And there's kind of two pieces to this. The first is that Trump, on several occasions last night, tried to portray himself as the peace candidate. And, you know, he has said that no soldiers died while he was president. Actually, 65 members of our military died while he was president. Only 16 have died while Joe Biden is president, has been president. And of those 16, 13 of them died in Afghanistan as the result of Trump shutting down 10 Air Force bases and forcing and negotiating with the Taliban, letting 5,000 Taliban fighters out of prison. The guy who blew himself up was let out of prison as a result of Trump's deal with the Taliban 3 days before he blew himself up and killed those 13 American soldiers. That was Trump. That's on Trump. And the guy who's now running Afghanistan, who was one of the 5,000 prisoners that Trump released, you know, a killer and a terrorist, and now he's running the damn country. So you got that. And but this is also the anniversary of 9/11. And I think it's pretty important to remember, you know, what Donald Trump told his biographer. This is going to come out of the 360, Sean. What Donald Trump told his biographer about 9/11, what he was planning on doing. This was before the election of 2000.
As a matter of fact, in interviews in 1999 with respected journalists and longtime Bush family friend Mickey Herskowitz, then Governor George Bush stated, "One of the keys to being seen as a great leader is to be seen as commander-in-chief. My father had all this political capital built up when he drove the Iraqis out of Kuwait, and he wasted it. If I have a chance to invade, if I had that much capital, I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to get everything passed that I want to get passed, and I'm going to have a successful presidency," end quote. There you go. And now over 7,000 Americans died in Iraq, which had nothing to do with 9/11. And with regard to Afghanistan, a couple of days after 9/11, Mullah Omar, who was the leader of Afghanistan at the time, offered to arrest bin Laden and send him to a neutral third country for trial. And George Bush turned him down, said, "No, I want a war. I want to be a war president. War presidents get reelected." He learned this from Ronald Reagan with his little war with Grenada. His dad tried it with Kuwait, but his dad's war only lasted 3 days. And Bush was like, "My war is not going to last 3 days." And thus we got these two, 20-plus year wars, Afghanistan and Iraq, that were both completely unnecessary. And in fact, the Iraq war was just based on lies. So, let's remember the people who died on 9/11. That is a solemn occasion, but let's also remember how badly Donald Trump, screwed this up. George Bush, screwed this up.
Program. Call 202-808-9925.
And cost our country trillions of dollars and thousands of lives, not to mention hundreds of thousands of lives in the Middle East.